With the Royal Rumble just 6 nights away, the old man in Stamford, Connecticut is planning a Hail Mary for tonight's go-home show. A big title match, a gauntlet match, a big face-to-face, and what I'm calling a WTF match. Oh, we're going to talk all about it coming up in this very preview video. But speaking of Hail Marys, I wanted to take a few minutes at the jump of this vid over my morning Dunkin' Donuts coffee to have a little bit of a heart-to-heart with you guys over my Green Bay Packers. By now, most of you know that my Packers season, the road to the Super Bowl, it ended yesterday with a devastating loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And there was many reasons for that. It wasn't just one or two reasons. It wasn't one or two players that had a bad game. I could count 100 things that we did wrong that is just unacceptable in the NFC Championship game. Whether it's getting 2 interceptions off of Tom Brady, which is, it's almost impossible to get 1 interception off of this dude, but 2? And both times we did not score any points off of those interceptions. In fact, we were punting the very next drives. That's unacceptable. Or being in the red zone and kicking the field goal in the final 2 minutes instead of going for it on 4th. That could be known as a blunder. I'm okay with kicking the field goal in that position only because we have not shown the world, we have not shown that we can convert a 2-point conversion. We suck at 2-point conversions. Every time we try them, it seems we fail. We fall flat on our faces. So we would have had to have scored and got the 2-point conversion. Anybody who has watched this team this season knows that that's a tall task. Kick the field goal and put the faith into the defense. The only problem with that is that's like running into a brick wall at 120 miles per hour too, because that's going to get you nowhere. Because our defense has absolutely been hole-ridden this entire year. You never know if they're going to show up to the game or still be snoozing mentally. Last night, unfortunately, the entire team did not show up. King, number 20, for our defense, yes, he absolutely gutted us. He wrecked us. That play right before halftime, that 50-yard bomb by Tom Brady right before halftime is beyond unacceptable. That is gut-wrenching. That is heartbreaking. But you can't just blame King. What were we doing in man-to-man defense when they're at the 50-yard line with 8 seconds to go? You should be in a nickel, a dime. Do anything other than man-to-man. You cannot. It is unacceptable to be in man-to-man. This isn't playing Monday morning quarterback. Everybody that was watching that unfold, you hear Troy Aikman screaming the same thing that I was screaming at home. No! No! That's what we screamed 10 times because we saw what was unfolding. How the fuck you gonna be in man-to-man at the 50 with 8 seconds? Protect your shit! You know there's a chance they're gonna drop back and let it fly. They ain't gonna kick a 60-yard field goal. See, I didn't want to get all amplified. I wanted to have a nice, calm, peaceful talk over my morning coffee with you guys, man. Because believe it or not, this is a thank you to you guys, which I'll get to in a minute. But I can't help but to get amplified at every area that we failed in last night's game. Rodgers getting sacked when he should have just moved forward in the pocket. Throw it away if you think you're going to get fucking wabaka'd. Do something. But when you got a 3rd down a couple of times like that, you can't just take a sack for many reasons. First of all, we can't take the 7-yard loss. On top of that, we can't be punting that far back. And on top of that, we need to drive. The fact that we were in an 11-point deficit at halftime is bad enough. And this dude's over here taking sacks like it's a preseason game. And you can blame the offensive line. You can blame Rodgers for having several mental blunders. The entire team did not show up, and that, again, is the coaching staff. Like, the whole season with the defense, I don't know why they were in certain... I don't understand the formations half of this game, and that's what I've been saying about this defense from the beginning of the season. I say the same thing about this defense every year. But this year, our offense has bailed them out enough times. But if you are going to have your offense also not show up, you're going to lose. And even through all the mistakes, somehow, we still only lost by 5. That goes to show you, if we just switched 1 or 2 things around, if we pulled our heads out of our asses a couple of times in last night's game, we won this motherfucker. This loss, I am more disgusted with, and that hurts more than just being angry or frustrated. I can be angry and frustrated, but when I'm disgusted, that's when you add a level of disappointment. And when you add disappointment, man, there's no worse feeling. Disappointed and frustrated together, and that equals disgusted, and that's what I am. So I thank you guys for allowing me several minutes to vent that. For any new subscriber, basically it's a wrestling channel, man. Well, if you have followed this channel for a while, or if you are new, you know how much my Green Bay Packers mean to me. And that was a devastating loss yesterday, and this is where I can vent to you guys. So, yeah, it's a wrestling channel, but you have to know, when you're here for BC Amplified, my Green Bay Packers, my Knicks, my Yankees, I take them all above and beyond seriously. And this is one of those things where, when it's pro wrestling, I'm going to break the fourth wall down a little bit for you guys. When it comes to pro wrestling, I don't scream at the TV during Monday Night Raw for 3 hours. I'm not hooting and hollering, I'm not I'm not fucking off the wall. It's pro wrestling, it's a TV show. I'm sitting down, I'm calm, I got my coffee, I'm bored, most likely. I'm ready for bed because it's putting me to sleep. I'm probably angry internally that the show sucks so bad. But on Monday nights, I got my notes. And I'm not typing away, man. I literally have a pen in my notepad. I'm old school. When I say I do my research for you guys and I'm paying close attention to detail, I'm talking pen and notebook for you guys. And that's how I watch my Raw. There's no screaming. It's a TV show, man. And then we come together the next day and we get to talk about it. And on my YouTube channel, I can entertain you guys, and I can scream a lot more and become a character, right? We can get amplified, right? Everybody, I see people that go, wow, you take wrestling seriously. First of all, I do. It's always been there since I was a young kid, through trying times especially. So yeah, I do take pro wrestling probably more seriously than others because I love it and I'm passionate about it. But no, I don't scream at it during Mondays. On a YouTube channel, this, let's be honest, is the new television. And people come to the BC Amplified channel, this is the channel they watch. They want to be entertained. Nobody wants to see somebody come in front of a camera and just go over what happened the night before. They want an intriguing, entertaining, captivating character. Otherwise, they'll flip to another channel. So, you have to learn to entertain on YouTube. And that's what I try to do for you guys. I mean, there's legit real passion and amplification, but we turn it up to 10 when I get in front of this camera. But while pro wrestling is on, I'm not screaming at the TV, man. We're not hooting and hollering. But when my Green Bay Packers are on, my New York Yankees, I was going to say my Knicks, but I've learned to literally just, the whole game of a Knicks game, I just slam my head against a wall. Because watching the New York Knicks is just bad for your health. But with my Packers and my Yankees, I'm literally standing up the entire game and I'm screaming at the TV. No doubt. I'm yelling, I'm hooting, I'm hollering, I'm fucking bitching, complaining. I'm celebrating when there's good shit. I mean, that's the real deal, man. And like last night, standing up the whole time, screaming and fucking... I mean, I'm into it. I mean, there's a type of passion where when the season is over, you literally need a season off. You need to regroup. I literally take the entire spring and summer to regroup because I have to get ready for the next NFL season, my next Packer season. I mean, because I am worn out. Just like as if I'm playing the game. As a fan, I'm worn out. Same thing with my Yankees. When they end in either October or November, That's it. I mean, I need several months to regroup. That's how I watch my sports. And so, like, I gave my all to this team this season, and they kicked ass, man. We made it to the championship game, and we fell short. The problem is, it's getting tiring to keep making to the NFC championship and losing. Rodgers makes it to a bunch of NFC title games, and he just can't win. We've won one. We've won the Super Bowl off of it. One Super Bowl 45, under Aaron Rodgers. Other than that, last year we went to the NFC Championship and we lost. I believe that was to the 49ers. This year we lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then several years back, I remember the Seattle Seahawks, I believe, beat us in the NFC Championship. I mean, you don't get these opportunities too often. Somehow we are. And we're choking. And it sucks to say that as a Packer fan, but we are, we're choking when it counts the most. In clutch games, we are choking. And it's frustrating, man. It's beyond frustrating. But I'm going to end this there, man. I know that's over 10 minutes of just talking about my Packers. And thank you guys for allowing me to vent. It means a lot. And I also want to a big thank you to all you guys out there that supported my Packers this season in so many different ways. A lot of you guys already have a team. And when the playoffs started and your team wasn't there, you literally told me, so many of you guys, oh, I'll be rooting for your Packers. My team's not in it, BC, and I got your back, man. We'll be rooting. That means a lot. When you can put your own shit aside, they're not in it anymore, and you can, help out another team and show support. That's so cool. And a lot of people told me this season that you didn't even watch the NFL. You don't have a team. But this season, you became a Green Bay Packer fan. That's so cool. Because for years growing up, we were such a small community. There wasn't a lot of Packer fans, unless you were from Green Bay. But there wasn't a lot. And as the years go by, I'm starting to see more green jerseys. More of these G logos. I'm starting to see more cheeseheads. And it's really cool. We're starting to grow. And it's a resemblance of this channel. We started very small, still considered small, but we slowly but surely continue to grow. And it's like that in the NFL with my Green Bay Packers. So it's always cool to recruit new Green Bay Packer fans. So thank you guys for, even if you already have a team, supporting my team in the playoffs. And for all you guys that didn't have a team and you became Green Bay Packer fans, I appreciate it. It was a devastating loss yesterday. It's one of those losses I'll truly never get over. I'll always remember this loss, unfortunately. It's like the Seahawks loss a few years ago, where we just got gutted in the final seconds, and I just saw it all unraveling. And with this Packer team, when we start to unravel, we don't get it back on track. We just continue to unravel until we lose. And that's what happened last night. And it's devastating, but you know what? You take the good with it, man. We still have a promising team for next season. And who knows? Never say never. Maybe we'll be back in this position. And maybe finally we'll get the job done. Thank you, guys. Now, swig some coffee. We could talk some Monday Night Raw for tonight. Vince McMahon throwing up this Hail Mary. I'm going to go over exactly what I'm talking about. This isn't just a big match and maybe a big promo segment to go along with it. No, they had already announced several big things happening tonight. Now, is this going to be all hype but no substance? Or could this actually be a good show? Let me swig this and we'll talk about it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to go over, man, is a big title, man. This is huge. This is the Women's Championship. It's huge for many reasons. First of all, Asuka is actually defending the title. That hasn't happened in months. At least that's how it seems, but I think if I did my research, I'm currently literally on the road, but if I did my research, I bet you it's been months. Maybe a fucking pay-per-view is the only time she defended it. Because other than that, Vince McMahon has had her holding the hand of Lana for months in a tag team, just to try to get Lana a storyline, Lana a push. And then when Vince McMahon heard that Charlotte was coming back, he kicked Lana to the curb, and then Asuka had to hold the hand of Charlotte and try to give her some rub, so fans would get acclimated to Charlotte again. And in the meantime, Asuka's getting nothing. She's your champion, and you would never know it. Charlotte's over here in a storyline with Lacey Evans. Charlotte is constantly getting the victories in their tag team matches, even though they're tag team champions together. Charlotte is always picking up the W. You're okay with that? The champion is never even in the deciding factor of the match. It's always Charlotte who's collecting the pins. But here's Asuka finally with a title match, man. So it's big in that aspect. And it's against one of the hottest females right now. Not just look-wise. I mean, like, character-wise. Setting the wrestling world on fire. Literally and figuratively. And I'm talking Alexa Bliss. Bliss is going for the title tonight. Could Bliss become champion tonight? We were thinking maybe Royal Rumble. We were even talking maybe WrestleMania. Could they give Bliss the title tonight, man? Just thinking of that crazy concept. But Bliss beat Asuka last week. And even then we said, oh, that's risky, man. Like, you don't want to see Alexa Bliss lose right now because she is one of the hottest characters in all of wrestling. She has no business losing, does Alexa. But on the flip side, Asuka's your champion. Shouldn't be losing jack shit. She is your champion. Singles, tag team, triple threat, fatal four. I don't care what the match is. Asuka should not be losing. So last week, man, they had him go one-on-one and they had Asuka lose clean. And we gave it a mulligan. We gave it a mulligan because Alexa is so hot right now. Now we're doing it again. Now they are literally playing with fire. Do they have Asuka lose again 2 weeks in a row? Or do we play 50-50 booking now and have Alexa lose? Which is going to hurt her character. Man, this is risky. What do they have planned tonight? Could this further a Kana inception? Maybe. I don't want to put it out there and it doesn't happen. But I talked about it last week. Could this help further something with Kana in the future? Maybe something big happens tonight where Asuka is forced to tap into that old school Kana character, which is a little bit darker, a lot more fiercer, a lot more badass, and not afraid of somebody like Alexa, that Kana character. Possible. Maybe this is to help further something more between the two. Maybe we don't have a definitive winner tonight, but it is a title match. Card is always subject to change, as we've been finding out on Friday night with SmackDown with the Adam Pearce Roman Reigns storyline with Kevin Owens. But, you know, they could change things up. But as of right now, as of the making of this video, they are advertising this big title match. Alexa Bliss versus Asuka. Neither one can lose. Can we trust Vince McMahon to do the right thing? Of course not. But we're going to tune in out of habit and hope. And we're all going to find out together. Also, it ain't just that big title match, man. They also have a big face-to-face going on tonight that's going to propel a championship match for this Sunday at the Royal Rumble. Because, again, this is the go-home show, man. And that's Drew McIntyre, the champion. He will be back tonight. He missed the last couple of weeks because of this Wabaka going around the globe. And he's back from his pandemic hiatus. And Drew McIntyre returns tonight to go face-to-face with a returning Bill Goldberg. Goldberg is advertised for tonight, 6 nights ahead of the Royal Rumble. A big face-to-face. You gotta believe there's gonna be some physicality. You gotta believe somebody is being speared. In other words, Drew McIntyre. Or do they have McIntyre drop Goldberg? Whoever gets dropped tonight, if somebody does, you gotta believe the other guy, the guy who did the dropping, he's the one who's going to drop the match Sunday. So if Goldberg gets fucked up tonight somehow, expect Goldberg to take that title. And if it's vice versa, if it's McIntyre that gets dropped, maybe there's some hope, and maybe McIntyre will walk out Sunday with that title. But what happens tonight is going to be a huge indicator for what happens this Sunday night. But that's a big face-to-face that they did advertise for tonight. Bill Goldberg returning against a returning, or at least face-to-face, with a returning Drew McIntyre. That's also tonight. And that's not all, man. There's a big gauntlet match happening tonight with United States Championship implications. They're going to have Matt Riddle try to run a gauntlet with the Hurt Business. He's going to face Cedric, he's going to face Shelton Benjamin, and he's going to face MVP. If he can get through all of them, he will earn himself a title match with Bobby Lashley. Now that seems like a lot of hoops that this dude has to jump through just to get a championship match. That usually every week they just throw somebody in the ring with Lashley. Or any title, because the titles aren't even prestigious anymore. They're not made to be such. So they usually just fucking have an impromptu title match on the whim. There's no reasoning or rhyme behind it. So they're going to have Matt Riddle really earn this son of a bitch. And he's got to run the gauntlet through the Hurt Business to get to Lashley, which I'm assuming would be at the Royal Rumble. But tonight, he's got those 3 matches. Do they have Riddle defeat all 3 individuals and really get that hero's welcome for the Rumble, like he went and actually achieved something big? Because you remember when Kofi Kingston ran the gauntlet, that did wonders for his career. Just a couple weeks ago when Shinsuke beat 3 people in a gauntlet match, he was the talk of the wrestling world for at least 1 week. Gauntlet matches can really propel a superstar. This could be Matt Riddle's night if he does run the gauntlet on the Hurt Business. Or do they have him win 2 out of the 3 matches, and maybe on the 3rd match Lashley gets involved and everybody is like, that's not fair, man. And that is what helps Matt Riddle get to a championship match on Sunday. They can go a couple of different ways here, but the bottom line is that's what they have in store for tonight, or at least that's what's advertised. There is some intrigue there. This could help Matt Riddle, but just like with everything else that's advertised for tonight, is it all hype and no substance? Is it going to fall flat on its face? Or are they going to give these segments and these matches the time of day? Give it the care and attention that they deserve? Remains to be seen. But even with the big title match, even with the big face-to-face for the Universal Championship, or I'm sorry, the WWE title, even with the big gauntlet match, there's more. They have what I'm calling a WTF match, a what the fuck match. This is Charlotte Flair versus Shayna Basler. That's a big match. That's pay-per-view worthy in a nutshell. Hands down. But you wouldn't have known that because most people don't even want to see Charlotte in the ring, and that's a shame because she is talented. She's a good wrestler, but her booking is so atrocious, nobody even wants to see her in the ring, and that is a shame. But Charlotte Flair versus Shayna Basler is pay-per-view worthy. That's a badass match. They're giving it away tonight. My big fear in this is, are they just going to have Shayna Basler lose flat on her back looking up at the lights? Because that is so unacceptable, so unnecessary. If that's the case, if I'm Shayna Basler, I do not put my ass in that ring. I am not just going to lay down for Charlotte Flair. This hurts. This hurts Sasha Banks. Shayna Basler, close, one of the shuz. Shayna, way more than it helps Charlotte. Charlotte wins all the fucking... Even when she's losing, you can tell it's all just centered around Charlotte. Even the loss is supposed to help Charlotte more than the person winning the match. This hurts Shayna Basler more than it helps Charlotte Flair. I really do hope that this is all not for a Shayna Basler loss. I'm hoping anyway that they're going to have, not that I care about Lacey and Charlotte, but maybe Lacey Evans costs Charlotte this match and Shayna gets the W. And then even then, as I just said, the story is going to be more centric around Charlotte. Even though she lost, it's all going to be about Charlotte, Charlotte, Charlotte. You won't even know Shayna won, but it's better than Shayna losing this match because we're constantly taking inventory of those losses subconsciously. And by this point, consciously, we're taking inventory of those losses. Shayna Basler versus Charlotte. It's a big match. I just hope that what I think is going to happen doesn't actually happen. I hope this isn't just to have Shayna Basler lose. But that's a big match tonight as well. So they're stacking this card up. This is a Hail Mary they're going to throw to try to draw up some last-minute interest for the Royal Rumble because we all know there really isn't any. The Royal Rumble matches, nobody's really excited about. You know, with no crowd there to count down. The biggest favorite right now is Daniel Bryan, who's lost his last 2 matches and didn't even compete last week. So that's a losing streak going into the Rumble. And for the women, I don't even know who the odds-on favorite is. I would love to see somebody like Bianca Belair. I wouldn't doubt if it's Charlotte Flair. So there's not excitement there. You got Bill Goldberg going for a title. You got a rematch in Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns we've already seen a couple of times. There's not real genuine excitement for this event. So they're going to throw a Hail Mary, and they're going to see what they can come up with. Is this all hype and no substance? Do they deliver? Time will tell. The Amplified Man will be with you guys tomorrow for the review and the reaction. Until then, keep whooping that ass, guys. I'm going to down the rest of my Dunkin' coffee, and we're going to kick the shit out of today, and we'll reconvene for Raw, and we'll all talk about it tomorrow, man. And I'm hoping we're talking about some good shit tomorrow. I hope, with all the hype that they're putting into this go-home show for the Rumble that's 6 nights away, I hope this isn't a shit fest from top to bottom, beginning to end, start to finish. I really hope we're not just bitching and complaining, screaming, hooting and hollering, and getting amplified throughout the review tomorrow. I know that's probably exciting and entertaining for you guys, but I hope we don't have to do that. I hope we're talking about some cool shit. Alexa and Asuka title match, unless the card is subject to change later. That's what they're promoting. We'll see. Much love and respect, guys. Thank you, Green Bay, for a good season, man. I can't call it great because I'm sick and tired of losing NFC Championship games. But it was a good season. It's something to look forward to for next year. It's something to build upon. So, to my Green Bay Packers, salute. To my amplified unit. I can speak. We need to start downing this sumbitch. Think, be, live, amplified.